Good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. I, of course, with Originator Success. You're the daily rate conversation, the only place on the web where you guys get to be a part of the conversation. Appreciate you joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are watching on the replay, don't forget to give us a hashtag replay in the comments. If you're here this morning, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Either way, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an hello friend, share us in a group. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff. So today we are going to talk about the CPI inflation data, the effect it had on rate sheets this morning, where rates are going from here, and if the balloon, and you'll see which balloon I'm talking about, is going to pop. Remember, also, you can go ahead and sign up for our written lock advice, www.raylockadvice.com, or use this cool QR code that's down on your computer screen. You can also go ahead, sign up for our text alerts at www.raytextalerts.com. $7 a month, never better spent. Last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help you get loans from Google and social media. With that said, let's say hi to my live folks here, all of my friends that are here with me this morning. Good morning, y'all. Great to see you. We've got Mallory Fodiatis. Good morning. Ron Siegel, of course. Hello, sir. Bill Stevens. Howdy. Great to see you, my friend. Rob Stewart. Great to have you here as well. Michael Love. Good morning. Good morning. I see there's a handful of others. Tim Klyla. Good morning, sir. Great to have you here as well. Always appreciate seeing you. Mike Morano, Jack Straw. Hello, both of you. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I've got good news and I got bad news for you. So let's jump into that and take a look. So first of all, rate sheets today likely to be a little smidge worse, but not by much. Right now, mortgage-backed securities down 9 basis points to start the day. That's after we got disappointing CPI inflation data, right? So the inflation data that came out slightly higher than expected. We'll dig deeper in the actual numbers in a moment, but it was not enough to really derail the train, though. That's the good news, right? So consumer prices rise more than expected in December, as rents maintained their upward trend, which could delay a much anticipated interest rate cut in the Fed. Well, that's according to the headlines, right? The headlines are talking about, hey, this could, really put that some water and pop that balloon for that March rate cut. However, when we take a look at Fed futures, they don't look all that weak. Right now, as far as the Fed rate cut goes, let me click refresh and see if we've had any changes on this. There's, of course, a 97% expectation that the Fed will leave rates alone in 3 weeks. Everybody thinks the Fed is done raising rates, but that they're not going to start cutting rates in January. However, we are at basically a 65% expectation that we will get a rate hike in March. And that's right where we have been for the last few weeks. We really haven't seen much of a move from that. It's gone down a little bit, maybe up 70% expectation or down to 60% right now, kind of right in the middle at 65. And again, if we compare that, it really, look at a week ago, a day ago, there's really not much of a change since a month ago when it was much less likely considered that we would get that. So markets are shrugging it off. They do not buy into these headlines. So we have many headlines here, that the still high readings weaken the case for a March Fed rate cut. No, they don't. Inflation accelerates, tempering the case for the Fed to cut rates. Nope, not really. So when we dig into this, let's go over the actual numbers. The CPI month over month, the headline number, it came in at 0.3% inflation. It was estimated to be 0.2%. The core month over month was 0.3 and estimated to be 0.3. So the core came in right where it was expected month over month. Year over year headline, 3.4 versus 3.2. And the year over year is 3.9 over the expected 3.8. A very, very small worsening here. And as I put down yesterday, I didn't think that even if we didn't get a tremendously favorable report, that bonds were really in a position to go nuts selling off. We wanted to protect loans closing in the nearest term, maybe in the next couple of weeks. But other than that, it really, we're just unshakable, unrattleable. Mortgage-backed securities just not giving up the ghost on this, my friends. They're just not really caring about this. So as long as we've got that to go on, it kind of puts us in that same position where rates are going to stay very much where they have been, right? So reprice risk on the day is low. It's very unlikely that we're going to see rates get in trouble this morning. In fact, our worst levels of the day, if we go back to the charts here, our worst levels of the day were earlier when we got that data, and we were down to 99.70, and we're back up to 99. So we've recovered about 15 basis points from the worst levels of the day. And it's unlikely that markets, that traders go deeper into this data and find anything that they're going to nitpick. I don't think that they're very worried about this. There were a couple of actual interesting things in Bloomberg with their article when we do the live here. Let me see if I'm going to show you guys the screen and we'll look at it together here. So I'm going to throw the advice up on here. The advice remains to cautiously float. There's just not a lot of concern that we have here. So today's hotter than forecast CPI report means the Fed can continue to err on the side of signaling that a steady policy rate will be the path of least resistance. That will halt the latest bond rally. Well, we haven't really seen much of a bond rally recently. In fact, if I were to go ahead and I'm trying to take a screenshot. If we take a screenshot here together, we can see that we have been in a very flat line. I'd like to make that yellow. Let's see if I can make that yellow. Hold on. Okay, we're going to make that yellow. Boom. Okay. So, taking a look here, look at this. We were, we went all the way up, we went down, and then we have very much been right at this level, right at this flat line. And you can see that we've got little wicks that come up on these. If you can look close, we've got little tails, but yet we always seem to end right here on this line. So they talk about, this is going to bring an end to the recent bond rally. It does let some air out of the balloon that we're going to see rates improve from here. It's probably not likely. We wouldn't, our next at bat is going to be at the actual Fed meeting and press conference. But right now, take a look. We're seeing significantly stable, very stable rates. 6 3/4 being the kind of that carrying rally point. So that's likely to continue, and it puts us in a position that we can cautiously float. Good morning, Brian Phillips. Good morning, Mr. Joma, Bobby Searson. Mike said, good morning, snow here in Michigan. Your snowmobile trip may be a go. I hope so. I'll have to look and see. They have not gotten much over in Wisconsin, though. And but it won't be too far off from that. So anyway, this is kind of where we're at on things. Ron said he's still watching the spread of the 10-year versus the 30 or the 10-year Treasury versus the 30-year fixed mortgage-backed security. The spread now versus the 1.79 historic spread. So yeah, that's certainly, there's room for rates to improve as we go on. It's not likely to happen between now and the end of the month. It's funny because when the CPI inflation report came in a little bit worse than expected, all of a sudden there were people that were like, well, the PCE is the Fed's favored gauge of inflation, so we'll wait and see what the PCE brings. So maybe we get a little bit more love there. But the good news is, even with a slightly worse reading, mortgage-backed security is not really hurting right now, down 5 basis points, which is not really anything. So the bad news is we're not likely to see rates really improve much. Kind of a hold steady point, if you will. So keep that in mind. That's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Remember that we do this each and every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Love having all of you that joined me. Thank you for coming. If you'd like to get a text reminder that we're here, there is a link and a QR code. Go to hmmr.io/live-reminder. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but hmmr.io is my hammer tagged link shortener, and live/reminder. Otherwise, of course, you can just join me each and every day, 9:30 a.m. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Make it a great one. Bye-bye.